Hey, coin collectors, it's DC on the Big D, and we're looking at the 1947 Jefferson nickel from the United States of America. We can see Jefferson here facing to the left. In God we trust in front of him, kind of circling up around his head. Liberty behind him with a star there. And let's take a look at that star. Clearly a star, not just a dot like it is on some of the other coins. And then the year here, 1947, going down almost enough to touch his ponytail. Nice little tie on the back. It's not, I don't think it's a scrunchie, but it is kind of cool to see that there is something there. This Jefferson nickel has been made for a long, long time, since 1938. So in 1947, it was already the 10th year that they had made it. And you can see that they get pretty worn. This is a post-war year, but the United States hadn't quite come back from World War II in terms of its economy. And so there weren't a whole lot of them made. In 1947, they made them at 3 different mints. They made 95 million at Philadelphia, 37.8 million at Denver, and 24.7 million at San Francisco. And the San Francisco mint was just a general mint coin, except there was something really interesting about 1947. In 1947, they did not have proof sets. So there are no proof sets from 1947, but there are uncirculated mint sets. It was the first year they came out with the uncirculated mint sets. They had both, all three, Philly, Denver, and San Francisco in those mint sets. And they cost $4.87 when they came out, and now they're worth about $1,500. $4.87 on a face value of $4.46. So they cost about 40 something cents over face for the 1947 uncirculated set. And because they only made about 5,000 of them, they are worth $1,500 or more at this point in time. That's where the mint mark is. Oh, let's talk about that. So when we look at these coins, there's a couple of things we see. One is there's no FS there. They didn't put the FS there until the late 60s. So Felix Schlag did not get credit on the back, on the front of this coin for the engraving, even though he was the engraver. They did put the mint mark, however, on the back of the coin, and you can see this is the S mint mark. So we know that in 47 they made about 24.7 million of these. E pluribus unum at the top, United States of America at the bottom, 5 cents here, and then Monticello right here. You can't tell from the front what mint mark they are. So this is a Philly, and we can see that there's no mint mark there. And this is a Denver, and of course, like I said, at the Philly they made 95 million. At the Denver mint, they only made about 37.8 million. So not so many made. Does that affect the price any? Not really. They're worth between $1 and $2 in uncirculated. And that's uncirculated, not from the uncirculated mint sets, but uncirculated, and they just didn't get much use. If you can get any with any steps on them at all, you can start getting a little bit more money for them. And by steps, what am I talking about? On this particular one, you couldn't even tell. Well, maybe you can see a line or two there. From 1938 until 1989, they had 5 steps on Monticello. In 1990, they went to 6 full steps. And so let's take a look at the steps. And to do that for a nickel, we're really going to have to go to a San Francisco Mint proof coin. So let's take a look. And if we go up like this, you can see that we can actually count how many are here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if this is 6, then this should be a 1990 or after. Let's take a look. 1990 or after. And guess what they started doing, like I said, in the late 60s? They started putting the FS in here. So when you're looking at these coins from the 40s, you won't see the Felix Schlag engraving initials here that you do in the later coins. You won't see the, look where they put the mint mark once we get into the 60s. They put the mint mark on the front also. So we have a front mint mark, we have a front initials here of Felix Schlag, the engraver of the coin, And then on the back, after 1990, we have 6 full steps. Before 1990, even though you'd never know it, there would be 5 full steps. So what are these worth? Well, the 1947 coins, the trick is you're going to have to get them with some steps on them to have any value. But if you can get some with some steps on them, they're going to be talking about, I don't know, $40 or more just for a step or two, because they're just hard to get. Maybe full step or two. And so when you're looking for these, look on the back, look for the steps. Even though we're talking about 75-year-old coin, you can still find these out there in your change once in a while, because nickels haven't changed. It still has, I mean, you'll know it's an old nickel because it doesn't have the new Jefferson on it. But sometimes you'll see people just dump them in, because if you go to a coin dealer with one of these, they're probably going to say, I'm not really interested. If they are interested, they're probably going to say, I'll give you 20 or 25 cents for them, maybe less, maybe 15 cents for them. So sometimes people say, well, rather than take them to a coin dealer and not make any money on them, I'm just going to spend them. And that's why you get these once in a while in your change. All right. Well, that's all we have today from Big D Coin Channel. We'd love to have you subscribe to the channel and leave any comments you might have in the comment section. And here's your S for San Francisco. Here's your D for Denver. And then there's no mint mark at all for Philadelphia.